always placed inside of cartouches. These 2 cartouches contain the royal names of Ramses the Great. And remember the sandal strap, the ankh? We find it everywhere on temple walls. It had a special meaning to the Egyptians, for the ankh was the symbol for life. The ancient Egyptians believed that the sun, after traveling across the heavens, went down in the west to begin a nightly journey through the underworld. They believed that after a person died, their body should be buried on the west side of the river. Then their soul might enter the underworld and live with the gods. So it became customary to bury the bodies of the dead on the west side of the Nile, in the searing desert beyond the river. At first the bodies were simply buried. The desert sand dried the body and preserved it. Jars of food were placed in the grave so that the soul, known as the Ka, would not be hungry in the afterlife. After a time, the Egyptians began to treat the body in ways to preserve it better. They wrapped the body and soaked it in natural chemicals. A body which has been preserved is called a mummy. This mummy still has hair and skin. It was very important to preserve the body after death, because the Ka needed a body to live in. Sometimes the mummies of kings and the most wealthy Egyptians were buried under stone monuments like this one. This building is called a mastaba. Mastaba means bench because it looks like a flat bench with sloped sides. Buried in the ground under the mastaba was a tomb, a burial chamber to hold the mummy. But one pharaoh was not satisfied to be buried under a simple mastaba. The powerful King Zoser ordered that a great stack of mastabas be placed, one on top of another, until they formed a huge pyramid. The result was a mammoth structure that dwarfed all others. It stood 200 feet tall. This was the first pyramid ever built, and its